Hello and welcome back, and I'm in the lane. You would have just seen me picking some berries from the blackthorn tree or bush, and they're called sloes, and they're a deep purple, almost violet. They can be slightly black, but I've picked what I need to flavour a gin, and I'm doing a flavoured gin, and I need a few more berries to make the style of gin I want to do this year. I do a variety of styles of gins, and this year I'm doing basically a hedgerow version, which will involve the slowberry, the actual elderberry and blackberry, and I'm going to infuse a wild apple, a wild grown apple into it as well. And it's a little tipple that I have to see Christmas in and the New Year, and anything that's left over will go through till my birthday. And I have some berries frozen in the fridge and they're ready for my birthday. I'll make another batch which will last into summer then. So I usually make 2 batches. I freeze what I want from my birthday onwards, but now I'm picking fresh from the hedgerow to actually make for my Christmas drink. So yeah, let's go and make this happen. Go on, let's go. Well, 48 hours ago we had blazing wall-to-wall sunshine and it was sweltering. There's been a big change. Everything just feels different, and it's happened so quick. There's even leaves starting to fall on the ground. Everything's beginning to kind of change colour, and it has been really fast this year. The berries, usually blackberries and things like that, they're usually coming to their fore now, but we've noticed where I am, or where I'm living to, that the berries are all at their tail end. The best is gone, and what's left now, you're basically fighting with the wildlife for the best ones. And yeah, most of it's all going soft and squidgy, or is on the floor being eaten by insects. So yeah, things are really happening and moving fast here with the season, and I better make sure I get what I want before the wildlife takes it. So this hazelnut tree, you can see the nuts there, they're not green, they've gone that light tan colour. They're ready to be harvested. The leaves on the tree have had their best. They will soon be on the floor as the tree sheds it for winter. This beech tree is also showing the first signs of autumn. The leaves are going a little bit brown around the edges. Some are actually going brown. It's shed all its nuts. There's nut casings all in the verges, and you can see a crisp layer of leaves that have dropped already. But I need to come here because I'm going to harvest some of these berries up here. I am after some of these elderberries. They're nice and black, so they're ready to be harvested. Although I can see the birds have had a lot of them already. And bracken is down in the gully there. I'm reaching over, I don't want to fall down that gully. There is a 5-6 foot. Right, and that's what I'm after, these berries here. Trouble is, they've got to the point, they've gone past ripe, so if you move the actual stalks too much, you lose the berries, they drop off. It's reaching up. Oh, come on. Well, it was no good. I actually had to get into the drainage ditch with bracken to go over and get the last few I could reach. It is slim pickings, and the wildlife along these hedgerows has really had the best of it already. Yeah, it does make you wonder if we're going to have a hard winter, but I've got the last few up there I've got to try and get, then I'm going to get out of here because I can already feel my feet sinking. Now the blackberries are looking all pretty much, well, you can see that what hasn't been taken isn't looking of the best quality. There are clumps which are still good, but usually this time of year you're in the peak of your picking season. Most of them have gone, they've already been taken. They came ripe a lot earlier this year. And here's the wild apples. These trees are absolutely loaded. Right, so I've got to get one to infuse in my gin, and I'm going to try one, see if they're ready to harvest. So, look at the colour of these, absolutely gorgeous. One is enough for me just to chop up and infuse in my drink. But let's have a look at this. There is quite a bit of windfall actually which the wildlife are eating, so I'm going to have to come up here pretty quick. Right, just cut that there. Look at that. The flesh has absolutely got pink tints all the way through it as well. And I've said it before, this tree here produces the most delicious eating apples you could ever hope to eat. Usually a wild apple tree, there'll be a hint of slight little sourness and then the sweetness will kick in. This just goes like it's 100% just sweetness, and it's a real delicate sweetness that sits on your tongue and it feels like it's melting away. Absolutely outstanding. You can see that pink that's starting to come down into the flesh. Hopefully it'll come out on camera. And it's just absolute. I could sit here and eat loads of these. So it's pitch black outside. I've just got everything ready. I've washed the fruit, and I've got a bottle, 1.5 litres of gin. Any brand will do. I use a cheap brand quite simply because I'm infusing it with a flavour. So yeah, let's get this done. I'll quickly show you. And incidentally, this is all I've got left, and there's just the last little dregs in there. Now I know a lot of people wouldn't like to see that fruit in there, but I've always left fruit in with my sloe gin to ferment and infuse the flavours. A lot of people will, over time, with sieves and kitchen muslin cloth, will siphon out the fruit and any particles from the fruit. But I quite like this because it gives you a little bit of a rural taste on your tongue. You can feel sometimes that little bit of flesh from the fruit, and it's just nice. It gives it a bit of a body. First thing I've got to do is get rid of some of the gin in this bottle. Like I said, it's 1.5 litres, but I've got to make room to put all the ingredients in. And I'll decant this into another bottle. And I think that'll about do it. Right, from there, it's basically, for me, I'm just going to plop the blackberries in whole. So it's literally a case of doing that. This is quite tedious. So that's the blackberries. And as for the elderberries, I've got to pick each individual one off. And as I'm doing it, I give them just a very small little squeeze. Not too much or they spurt open, but just enough to break the skin, the seal of the skin. Because basically I want it all to infuse. But this is going to be quite time consuming. So I put them in. And then with the sloe berries, I just get them like that. And I score them all the way around. Like that. Then I drop them in. There is a stone inside, so I go around till I feel the stone. Like that. I'll put it in. There. So I've got a long time doing this, but I'll show you what else I do. I got some sugar here. Now I'll put a teaspoon of sugar in to start with, but probably a month before Christmas I will taste this, and then what I'll do is I'll come back and actually, once I've tasted it, I'll come back and possibly add some more, but it's down to taste then. Right, I've got to get that sugar in there. I've just made a piece of cone out of a piece of paper. Just going to hold it over like that. And that just means I don't spill sugar everywhere. Which I have done. I think I could wasted a bit there, so I could possibly put a bit more in. There. Right, from there is to carry on filling it with berries, blackberries, and I've got to cut the apple up, but that'll be the last thing I put in. Look at that coloration, it's absolutely gorgeous. And all I'm doing is taking some slices and pushing down in. There. It's done. Top one. Shake it all up, start it off. What I'll do, I'll put this out of the sunlight in a cupboard, and over time this will turn a complete blood red colour. You can see there's a little bit of it happening, but right, let's keep going. Right, tidy up here a minute. So you can see those apples floating on the top, they will eventually sink, but you can already see that clear gin is starting to go a very light pink colour. All the sugar's dissipated and gone, and all those berries will start to infuse. But I'll pour myself one of, might as well have the last little bit of this, I think. That's all gone. That's the last of last year's. Some lemonade. And good to go. Well, that's all stored away. I've put it in a dark cupboard and it will infuse for the next few months before we have Christmas and New Year. And I'm looking forward to try that. I've never done one with elderberries, so I'm looking forward and curious to see how that will infuse and affect the flavour. But this is the last of last year's. Very nice. I already know what that tastes like, but yeah. I'm going to have to get up and get those apples in. I can't leave them on the tree much longer. I want to get my share before the wildlife, decimates it up there. And on top of that, the weather's starting to knock a few on the floor. The one I tasted, signified they're ready to be picked now, and my share. I never clear the orchard or tree. I just take what I need, and that's all you really should do. Only ever take what you need. Leave the rest for the wildlife, or if anybody else knows about the orchard. But yeah, I'm all done here and I'm going to settle in for the night. This is Andy from Hidden Valley Footpaths. Thanks for coming along. It's a little bit of a tradition for me doing this. It kind of signifies the end of summer going into autumn and winter. So, we all have our own little traditions to mark the passage of time, and this is one of mine. So yet again, thanks for coming along on this one. So catch you again, stay safe, and hope to catch you guys out on the trail.